Good afternoon, everyone. Please stand for the territorial song. Remain standing for the prayer. Invite Pastor Shane.
Good afternoon, all. Please permit me to read a few verses of Scripture taken from Psalm 95. Come, let us sing for joy to the Lord. Let us shout aloud to the rock of our salvation. Let us come before him with thanksgiving and extol him with music and song. For the Lord is the great God, the great King above all gods. Let us bow our hearts. Indeed, Father, there is none like you. There was none before you, and there can never be any like you. We lift you up and we hail you this afternoon, that you are the Ancient of Days, the everlasting God. We thank you for your many mercies and your many grace, and we thank you for your absolute faithfulness. Your faithfulness has been so infinite to us. And so this afternoon, we pause on this graduation ceremony to say thank you. You have been good to the institution. You have been good to the parents. You have been good, oh God, to the Ministry of Education. And Lord, even more, Lord, you have been good to our students. We thank you that you have taken them, Lord, to yet another milestone in their educational development, Lord. And so, Lord, we say, hitherto have you brought them. And we want to praise you and we want to honor you, oh God, for taking them thus far. And so, Father, we place everything in your capable hands. Let everything go according as planned, oh God. And at the end of it, Lord, we will be careful to give you all the praise and all the honor. Take praise, take honor. You have been good. You have been faithful. We thank you for yet another graduation. In Jesus' holy and precious name we pray. Amen.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to graduation for the 2023 to 2024 academic year. I am Alana Cassie, the president of the student body, and it is with great pleasure that I set the protocol for this evening. I would like to recognize Her Excellency, the Acting Governor, Mrs. Linda Simpson, and Mr. Simpson, the Honorable Premier and Minister of Finance and Economic Management, Mr. Easton Taylor Farrell, the Honorable Speaker of the Legislative Assembly, Ms. Charlena White, the Honorable Deputy Premier and Minister of Communication Works, Labor and Energy, Dr. Samuel Joseph and Mrs. Joseph, the Honorable Minister of Education, Health and Social Services, Mr. Charles T. Kernan, the Honorable Attorney General, Mrs. Sherry Gemma Rodney and Mr. Rodney, the Honorable Financial Secretary, Ms. Lindorna Lambert-Sweeney, and Mr. Sweeney, Chairman of the Montserrat Christian Council, Pastor Shane McFleurin, the Honorable Leader of the Opposition, Mr. Paul J. Lewis, Honorable Member of the Legislative Assembly, Mr. David Osborne, Permanent Secretaries and other head of departments, esteemed faculty, past principals and staff of the Montserrat Secondary School, parents, graduates, specially invited guests, and online viewers, welcome. It is with great pleasure that I have been given the task of introducing this year's chairman for this evening's procession, Ms. Sharika Castle. Ms. Sharika Castle is currently employed as the Assistant Secretary, Strategic Management and Administration within the Ministry of Education, Youth Affairs, and Sports. Ms. Castle has a strong background in strategic management with a focus in international relations and human resource. She serves in varying leadership capacities across the Montserrat community. Presently, she serves as the Vice President of the Montserrat Civil Service Association and serves as a corporate governance member at St. Patrick's Cooperative Credit Union, as a member of the Supervisory Committee. Ms. Castle is the immediate past chairman of the Credit and Loans Committee at the St. Patrick's Cooperative Credit Union, as well as a former member of the Montserrat Social Security Board. She is also a proud member of the Rotary Club of Montserrat, serving as membership director for the new Rotary year, which commenced on July 1st, 2024, and is involved with various other community activities across Montserrat. Ms. Castle believes in lifelong learning and is a lover of the cultural arts. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Sharika Castle.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Dear graduates, the faculty, proud parents, and distinguished guests. Today, we gather to celebrate the culmination of years of hard work, dedication, and perseverance. I am sure we are all filled with a profound sense of pride and hope for the future. Graduation is a time of reflection, to look back on the challenges we have overcome and the triumphs we have achieved. It is also a time to look forward with anticipation and excitement to the limitless possibilities that lie ahead. As we stand on the threshold of a new chapter in our lives, it is important to remember that greatness is not a destination, but a journey. Being great is not about achieving perfection or reaching a certain status. It is about embracing our unique talents, passions, and strengths to make a positive impact on the world around us. Greatness should not be measured by the accolades we achieve or the titles we hold, but by the kindness that we show, the empathy we extend, and the difference we make in the lives of others. It is about using the knowledge, skills, and abilities to uplift those in need, to inspire those around us, and to leave a lasting legacy that transcends time. Each of you who sit here today has the potential for greatness within you. It is up to you to cultivate that potential, to nurture it with hard work and determination, and to let it shine brightly for all the world to see. Do not be afraid to embrace your great. Your greats will be different to my greats, his great, her great. But we are all encouraged to dream big, to take risks, to step outside of our comfort zone. It is in these moments of challenge and growth that true greatness is born. However, I urge us to all remember that a balanced world is not comprised of all doctors, all lawyers, diplomats, etc. While these professions are indeed great, I will name a few of equal importance. We need electricians, plumbers, cesspool operators, carpenters, and the list goes on. These are indeed great also, the backbone and, dare I say, saviors of our society. As you embark on this new chapter in your lives, remember that greatness is not a solo endeavor. It is the result of collaboration, teamwork, and the support of those who believe in you. Cherish the friendships you have made, the mentors who have guided you, the family members who have stood by your side through it all. I challenge each and every one of you to go forth from this day with a renewed sense of purpose, a commitment to excellence, and a belief in your own potential for greatness. Embrace the challenges that come your way. Learn from your failures and celebrate your successes with humility and gratitude. Congratulations, graduates, on this momentous achievement. May you go forth from this day with the courage to be great, the wisdom to lead with integrity, and the compassion to make the world a better place for all. And with that said, I want to promise you that I will try to keep the program flowing as smoothly as possible so that we can be out of here in short order. I am now happy to welcome again to the stage the principal of the MSS to present the principal's report for the 2023-2024 academic year.
Her Excellency, the Acting Governor, Mrs. Lyndall Simpson, honorable members of our Legislative Assembly, ladies and gentlemen, graduates, please allow me to adopt the protocol that has been established for this graduation ceremony and to which our distinguished chairperson has concurred. Madam Chair, I am pleased to present the report for the Montserrat Secondary School for the 2023-2024 academic year. This report will focus mainly on student performance in academics, sports, and otherwise. The year under review was very challenging. These challenges related mainly to the school plant and human resources, student adjustment to transitions, and staff turnover at the school. The dedication of our stoic staff, however, allowed for the successful conclusion of the school year. Student enrollment and attendance. The school year began on September 4th, 2023. The student population stood at 272, 136 boys and 136 girls. Fluctuations in the school's population occurred during the school year. However, the overall number remained somewhat stable. The closing population was 277, 138 boys and 139 girls. The overall attendance is recorded as a very good 95%, as opposed to excellent, which I would peg at between 97 and 100% attendance. This because of the vital importance of school attendance when correlated to the success rate of students worldwide. Student performance and achievement. CXC exams 2023. 47 students wrote a total of 342 subject entries in the 2023 CSEC examinations at general and technical proficiency levels. Acceptable grades were obtained for 275 of them, yielding a pass rate of 80.4%. The students performed exceptionally well in the following subject areas: agricultural science, biology, Caribbean history, chemistry, food, nutrition and health, geography, industrial technology building, industrial technology electrical, music, office administration, physical education and sport, principles of business, principles of accounts, and technical drawing. The names of the top performers for the 2023 May-June CSEC exams are listed in the program. The acknowledgements of the individual successes at MSS will follow in a separate section as I endeavor to keep this speech as short as possible. End-of-year exams. Madam Chair, the school's end-of-year examinations have just been completed. A quick analysis of the results revealed that the girls generally outperformed the boys. 72.8% of the top places were taken by girls. Despite this, for the first, second, and third form cohorts, the average grades for boys was a C, while that for girls was a C+. Earlier in the year, following the December exams, the school recognized that students were performing below expectations, particularly in English A. A strategy was implemented for Form 2 students to improve performance in this area. A comparison of the end-of-year exam results with the December exam results showed improvement in student performance in English, with some students advancing by as many as 8 sub-levels. The successful intervention strategy will be rolled out across the school during the next academic year. Overall, the best performing class was Form 4-1. All of the students obtained mainly A and B grades in the end-of-year exams. Special mention is made of students of Form 3A who performed creditably. Of the 16 students, 13 received the B+ to B- grades, with the 8 boys in the class obtaining grades ranging from B+ to B-. This is one of the better performances for boys seen in recent times. Congratulations are extended to all students, their parents, and their teachers who continue to prepare and encourage them, especially for exams. Students, continue to strive for success. Other student activities. Madam Chair, the school encourages and facilitates its students in engaging in activities that are enriching. An extra effort was made to provide activities which were both educational and fun, as it was recognized that these types of activities would give them a much-needed respite from the school plant and, of course, to serve to develop the students' interactive and social skills. These activities included the 85th anniversary activities, the Heritage Day activities, Staff, students, and parents engaged in the preparation of traditional foods and exhibition of items from the various subject areas to include art, building, and ICT. There was also the unveiling of Montserrat's third national hero, the Most Excellent Alphonsus Castle, ONH MBE. The participation in the T-shirt section of the parade, marking the opening of Festival 23, where the T-shirts were worn to raise awareness of the very important milestone for the Montserrat Secondary School, one of the pillars of our community, as it celebrated 85 years of secondary education. The Student Council. Elections were held involving the entire student body, and which resulted in a team of student leaders led by their president, Alana Cassie. They were tasked with raising awareness of the issues affecting students, representing the school, and creating opportunities for their peers to engage in various forms of relaxation and fun. The members of the Student Council have also linked with their peers in the Isle of Man and are currently engaged in an environmental project. I must say the Student Council was integral in planning fun events, including a hairdressing competition and the end-of-year fun day dubbed Liquid Vibes 2. The annual MSS Basketball League, which serves as a school-based assessment for the PE and sports CSEC students, was held during Term 1. We are grateful for the continued support of the Bank of Montserrat, which has strengthened the basketball program at the school to the extent that students are afforded opportunities to utilize the skills learned by participating in local leagues and in overseas clubs and colleges. A much appreciated thank you to the Bank of Montserrat for the faith that they have demonstrated in our PE students. Madam Chair, earlier you would have been wowed by the melodious sounds of the MSS Steel Band. This amazing feat was accomplished through the Annie Laurie Foundation. Miss Annie Laurie was an educator who had a passion for developing well-rounded students and who considered the performing arts as an essential part of this development. Special thanks to our VP, Mrs. Hyacinth Bramble Brown, who worked closely with Mr. Jim Brown and Mr. Norman White, the local representatives of the foundation. Thanks to Mr. Herman Francis for his invaluable support in sourcing the steel pans. Many thanks to Mr. Rose, the music teacher within the Ministry of Education, who prepared the students in a few short weeks. Thanks are also extended to the students for their commitment to the band. Your humility and dedication will continue to return dividends for you in your future endeavors as very disciplined students. The other well-established extracurricular activities included the cadets, facilitated by the Royal Montserrat Defence Force, and netball under the supervision of Coach Valerie Samuel, continue to offer our students skills for life. For this, we are grateful. We encourage the parents to continue the engagement with officers of the Royal Montserrat Defence Force, as I understand that the students benefit from a highly interactive and supportive WhatsApp group dedicated to the cadets. Student behavior. Although the majority of the students at MSS conduct themselves in an acceptable manner, there was a number of students who challenged us almost daily. The limited recreational spaces and activities available at the school appear partly to be blamed for the displays of inappropriate behaviors. This is borne out by the positive student responses to the fun activities organized at the school, as well as to the swings which were obtained through the kind assistance of the Office of the Deputy Governor. It is noteworthy that the students regulated themselves, deciding on and enforcing the rules of engagement for the use of the swings and the other fun activities. Many thanks to the Office of the Deputy Governor and the Ministry of Education for making it possible for students to be able to engage in appropriate recreational activities at school. We anticipate additional resources that include a wider number of students in an organized fashion. Staffing. The school year began with the majority of the staff in place. Over the year, however, some members of staff were unavailable due mainly to ill health, resignations, or otherwise. The school year started out without the services of a math teacher, an electricity teacher, and a PE teacher. Mr. Andrew West served as a substitute math teacher, Mr. Roland Irish as a substitute electricity teacher, while Mr. Alex Daly substituted on the PE program. Mrs. St. Rose joined the staff to teach mathematics in term 2. Mr. Zori Jubri joined the staff as a substitute teacher for information technology following the departure of Mrs. Taylor at the end of term 1. Madam Chair, at this time, I wish to express sincerest gratitude to Mrs. Glenda Samuel, Ms. John Baptiste, and Ms. Anna K. Byron, whose tenure with the school ended during term 3, as well as to Ms. Ronell White and Ms. Tracy Ann Richards, who will be leaving us at the end of the school year. The contributions made by these individuals have positively impacted the MSS and have shaped many young lives. They will be missed. Community support. The school is extremely grateful to the local community for the high level of support that continue to be of benefit to the school. I will highlight some of these external inputs now. The various departments of government and private businesses which provided work experience for our students and invaluable information on various career paths for the third form students during Career Week. The business places and individuals who facilitated field trips and tours. The Youth Affairs Department for the tireless work with our third and fifth form students. Individuals and businesses who have provided prizes and awards to students in recognition of outstanding performances to be announced this afternoon. The Ministry of Health, in particular, the nurses and staff at the Salem and St. John's Clinic for supporting student and teacher well-being. The Royal Montserrat Police Service and the Social Services Department, who partnered with the school in conflict management. The Permanent Secretary Agriculture, the Director of Agriculture and his team for providing invaluable information on the various career opportunities in the field of agriculture to our third formers keen on careers in the very wide and modernized field of agriculture. The charity Everything Period from the United Kingdom, who donated feminine products to our girls. These items were well received. Thank you for considering the girls at the MSS. MOPA continued its impactful support to the school by providing a printer copier to the school. We are extremely grateful to MOPA for its interest in the overall development of our students. A heartfelt appreciation is extended to our neighboring learning institutions, that is the Montserrat Community College and the UE Open Campus, for housing our classes while blocks L and M were unavailable. The return of Block M at the start of Term 3 was welcomed and provided some relief to the space problems which persisted over the last 6 years. The school recognizes and appreciates the efforts of the Director of PWD and his team, the Ministry of Education, the contractor and his team, and FCDO in refurbishing and returning the classrooms in Block M to the staff and students at MSS. Message to the graduates. Most of you have not been able to contain your delight at the prospect of finally leaving MSS and moving on to what comes next, whatever that may be. That is to be expected, given that you're moving into the next chapter of your life with all the new experiences that comes with it. These new experiences may or may not be what you expect. However, I urge you to embrace all the opportunities that come your way. Zero in on those that are in line with your value system and your career interest. Conduct some research, speak to people in the field that you're considering, and where possible, gain some on-the-job experience, then choose. You may commence work in a field and transition to your career choice in due course. Please seek to develop good work ethics and temper your responses to any challenges in the world of work. Your personality is your biggest prize to the world beyond the education imparted to you by MSS. As you move forward, utilize the knowledge, skills, and experience gained at MSS and in the various clubs and organizations of which you were a part. Give of your best at all times. Let honesty, integrity, and God be your guide. The world awaits your unique contributions, and I have no doubt you will make a positive impact to our community. Finally, the acknowledgements. Madam Chair, I complete my record of thanks by extended gratitude to the staff and students at the MSS who worked tirelessly this year to complete a highly successful year. Sincerest gratitude to the principal staff and students at the Montserrat Community College who provided us with much needed support and space for the conduct of our classes and who gave us access to their building construction workshop. We are indeed anticipating this continued support for the 2024-2025 academic year. I also wish to record thanks to all other persons who provided services to our school so that it can function effectively daily. These include the officials and staff at the Ministry of Education. The school records its thanks also to the executive and members of the Parent Teachers Association for their care, support, and encouragement. I thank you all, ladies and gentlemen.
I want to express thanks to Mrs. Hogan for her contribution. At this time, we welcome Mr. Tony Lee Allen to render an entertainment piece. Join me in welcoming Mr. Tony Lee Allen. I think that we should give Tony Lee another round of applause. I think he did exceptionally well. Well done, Tony Lee. At this time, and without further ado, I want to invite one of our most esteemed teachers, Miss Ronelle White, to introduce our keynote speaker for this evening. I invite you to welcome Ms. Ronelle White.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I have been tasked with introducing our keynote speaker for this evening's proceedings. Miss Jamil Greenaway is a graduate of the Montserrat Secondary School, where she was a member of the Debating Society. She holds a Bachelor of Laws degree and a Master of Laws in Legislative Drafting from the University of the West Indies, as well as a Master of Laws in Banking and Finance Law from Queen Mary University of London. She is a Chevening Scholar and a qualified mediator. Ms. Greenaway is an attorney at law who has been practicing law for over 12 years. She currently works as parliamentary counsel at the Attorney General's Chambers, which is responsible for drafting laws for Montserrat. Additionally, she is a former registrar of lands, had a brief stint as a magistrate, and is a member of the Adoption Committee. Ms. Greenaway is the manager and owner of 4 Consulting, which serves as an avenue for customers to access comprehensive consultancy services. Ms. Greenaway is also the mother of a 4-year-old daughter and spends her leisure time sewing and crafting. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the podium Ms. Jamil Greenaway.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Please permit me to adopt the protocol so capably established by Ms. Alana Cassie. Before I proceed any further, I would like to congratulate the 2024 graduating class and their parents and guardians. Today is the day that you graduate the Montserrat Secondary School, and this is an amazing accomplishment. Thank you to the senior leadership and faculty of the Montserrat Secondary School. I am exceedingly honored to have been chosen to deliver the keynote address to the graduating class on this happy occasion. On May 23rd, 2024, I was away on a work trip and I received a WhatsApp message. It read, "I did a good or bad thing. I apologize in advance." My initial reaction was to laugh. I didn't know what to expect, but it couldn't be so bad as to justify panic, so I wasn't worried. In fact, I was eager to find out what I had done or was involved in. The gist of the good or bad thing was that I was recommended to deliver a speech to the MSS 2024 graduating class. My presence here today indicates that I concluded that my recommendation was a good thing. I was intrigued. I reflected on how long ago I graduated from the Montserrat Secondary School. The obvious thought which followed was, what could I say to resonate with young persons who are now at the end of their secondary school journey and about to enter the often exciting world of adulthood? In a moment of uncertainty, I was doubtful as to whether a 40-year-old could understand and relate to teenagers and deliver an impactful speech. Should I attempt to give a joke? I've never been complimented as the funny one, at least not in the traditional sense. I have teenage nieces who I won't identify at this point, one of which will be graduating soon, but do they listen to me? Do they think I'm relatable or even funny? If you're keen to know the response, I am often met with a look of disapproval of my actions or behavior as their older aunt. What I did know, however, is that my speech to the graduates needed to be brief, and the message I delivered should be reflective of the motivation, courage, and positive values I seek to inspire in my loved ones. Having achieved a sense of clarity, I realized that from what I knew of my niece's secondary school experiences, theirs don't completely differ to mine, and hence, it was likely that similarly, your experiences didn't completely differ to mine. So perhaps I can somewhat relate to you in that way. Like all of you, I had a class I preferred, English. Thank you, Ms. White. I look forward to seeing my friends, and I also look forward to the days leading up to the end of the school year. And my graduation, that was a proud moment for me. Hence, a sense of immense pride at your achievement is the primary feeling I hope you are experiencing today. Before I delve further into my speech, or into the theme of my speech rather, I want to tell you just a little bit about my secondary school journey. Many years ago, I entered MSS. I was lost. Not literally, but definitely figuratively. It was around the start of the volcanic activity. Some of my friends had left Montserrat. I attended first form and second form in Montserrat before I moved to Grenada. I attended school in Grenada for 1 week. There I got lost, literally, on the first day. Then I moved to the BVI, and I attended school for 1 year. In the BVI, I repeated second form, because I was poor at math. I tried, but I could never understand algebra. Then I returned to Montserrat. I skipped third form, and I entered fourth form. Mr. Randy Grinaway was my math teacher. Math suddenly made sense to me, but I still didn't love it. But I did realize the value in understanding it. Throughout all these changes I was undergoing as a teenager, what remained unchanged was the requirement that I learn my lesson well. 5 years ago, you entered the gates of MSS, not fully aware of what to expect, but with the desire to put your best foot forward. You also faced added demands with the onset of a pandemic that required an adjustment to your life and a change in the way you learned. Yet, you have all successfully managed to achieve an important milestone. You learned the lessons which are right for you, and you grew. Now, you are entering a new chapter in your life, the direction of which is yet to be revealed to some of you. And even if you haven't settled on a direction or on what you love to do at this point, you're still taking the promising step towards your future, and in the process, evolving into an improved and enlightened version of yourself. And as you take this significant step forward, I urge you to remember the value of the lessons you've been taught at the Montserrat Secondary School. With your departure from the mandatory structure you've grown accustomed to over the past 5 years, some of you may feel naturally displaced, uncertain of what action to take. This rings true for those of you whose knowledge and talents are deemed as not suited to the traditional or conventional roles. Some of you who are talented in novel ways that may not fit the mold of traditional society. In this regard, I'm going to recite to you some words from a speech I recently came across. It was delivered by a popular social media content creator and educator, Rachel Arcuso. She's better known as Miss Rachel. She teaches toddlers. It's about, she encourages language development and fun. Now, I don't expect most of you to be familiar with her work unless you have a younger sibling or cousin. However, I will recite part of the message she delivered to the graduating class. A lot of us think that we are not good enough, that we can't act until we hit some ideal level of knowledge. It's not true. You don't need to wait for anyone else to show up when you see a need, when you see an injustice, or a way the world could be better. Use the unique gifts and talents you have to serve the world. While you may not be Miss Rachel's typical audience, the message is as applicable to each of you as it is to me. And it's a message I look forward to instilling in my toddler. Each of you has something valuable to offer, and you don't need permission or approval to make your contribution to improving the world. Each of you is already good enough. The wealth of innovative ideas and talent among the graduating class are indispensable. To be frank, your aha moment, which reveals your unique talent, may not occur immediately after you leave this building as graduates, but it is inherent in you, and you will find it. And you will also find that in showing up and taking action, you will make a positive difference. I recall there was a time when I wasn't certain what I would do after I left MSS. I had an idea as to what I was good at and what I felt comfortable doing. By that time, I had been reassured multiple times that the world is my oyster. To me, they were just words that didn't provide me with any real direction. Nonetheless, with my oyster, I opted to join the workforce. A year later, when sixth form, which we now know as college, recommenced in Montserrat, I opted to return to school. It was not an easy transition, but by this time, I had taken the time to think about what would bring me satisfaction, and this was my path to it. So I took advantage of the opportunity to return to sixth form. Many of you will spend your days, as I did, and as is the custom, attending college or joining the workforce, both of which can bring varying levels of satisfaction. And it is worth saying they are both admirable endeavors. But I also encourage you to give profound consideration to exploring all other avenues towards achieving personal and professional development and advancement. For example, I truly believe that all of the graduates are proficient in the use of social media. Embrace all that it offers, whether it be as a learning resource, an avenue for positive self-expression, for charitable support, or for entrepreneurship. You may not all have the opportunity to travel right after you graduate, but remember, the world is at your fingertips. You have access to practically every information source, and I implore you to use this opportunity to explore, decide who you are, and to grow. Even as I'm saying these words to you, it is important that I also make it clear that you don't have to wait or rely on me or anyone to tell you what path to take and what opportunities are right for you. You were aware of this before I appeared on this stage and said it to you. You are already equipped or well on your way to being equipped to play your role. I say this believing that you are all change makers. With that said, you may feel the subtle and not so subtle push towards traditional or conventional professions, which can often feel overwhelming. At this juncture, I want to refer back to the chairperson's remarks. There are numerous career paths beyond a lawyer or doctor here, which are suited to your special set of skills. It has likely been said before, but it is worth repeating. Take a step back and some time off to decide what provides you with satisfaction and joy. As simple as it sounds, the effect of this exercise is often insightful and a precursor to a life of fulfillment. And by all means, if the direction you are pointed in by others overlaps with your satisfaction and joy, embrace it, and the guidance and support that comes with it. As someone who became a lawyer, I was fortunate enough to experience such, wherein I discovered the law appealed to me, well, certain aspects of it, and I was able to gain supporting guidance from persons who believed law was my ideal path and encouraged me to pursue it. In short, listen to you and decide for you. And where there is support for your chosen direction, lean into such support, embrace it, and benefit from it. Now, while the focus has been to a significant extent on career paths, it is important for you to take advantage of other opportunities presented to you or which are accessible to you. And I know all too well of the inner voice that may cause you to hesitate in the face of opportunities. But I also know that the strength exists in you to overcome such a hurdle and to realize personal growth and to embrace and benefit from innovation, which will propel you to a brighter future. Therefore, start that vlog or an account to teach viewers how to build a website, how to dance, write an ebook, share videos of your passion project, whether it be photography, sewing, cooking, or decorating. And if you so desire, parlay that into a business opportunity. As I stand on the verge of concluding my hopefully brief speech, I wish to quote two persons from two different backgrounds, both of whom I believe or hope you're familiar with. Firstly, I know some of you are glancing at your Apple iPhones, taking photos, or even recording videos. Similarly, some viewers are maybe watching this graduation ceremony from their Apple MacBooks. I'm also relying on my iPhone to an extent to ensure that I don't exceed the time that you have so graciously afforded me. Accordingly, I believe that the poignant words delivered by Steve Jobs, founder of Apple, at Stanford University's 2005 graduation ceremony are quite appropriate to emphasize part of my message. Don't waste your time living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by the dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Everything else is secondary. Further, in the words of British rapper Stormzy, in his song, This Is What I Mean, I manifest this, and then it happened. Said I'ma do it, then it happened. And I know some of you would not have imagined that I knew or could incorporate his words in my speech. And I did have to do a bit of editing. Nonetheless, what I want you to know is that this is a good personal mantra to remember and adopt in life. You are capable of setting your own goals, believing in and making them a reality. And in doing so, embrace the opportunities and utilize all the resources at your disposal to learn, improve, and make your dreams a reality. And once you've embraced the truth in my statement, you are on a path to evolving into the best version of yourself, which ultimately we all seek or wish to be. Congratulations to the 2024 graduating class. I want to remind you that you have many reasons to celebrate, and I wish for you an impactful and rewarding future. Thank you.
I want to extend sincere thanks to Ms. Greenaway for that very impactful speech. I took a few things away myself. Do not allow the opinions of others to drown out your inner voice. Most important, to be able to think independently, know what you want in life, and go for it. Thank you, Ms. Greenaway, for your contribution this afternoon. I did say that I would not impede the progress of the afternoon's proceedings, so without further ado, I'm going to invite the graduates to come on stage to render their song. I understand that they'll be presenting a song for us this afternoon, so I want to welcome you to come on stage now to present your song to us. Please help me welcome them to the stage. I think we all agree that that was quite excellently done. Excellently done. And when our children do well, we need to really make them feel appreciated. Well done. Well done. At this time, we are going to have the presentation of certificates. I'm going to invite the principal on stage, as well as I'm going to take this opportunity to welcome the form teachers to come backstage so that we can have this executed efficiently. Mrs. Ines Daly Knights, Mr. Mario Lynn, Mrs. Catherine Brown, Mr. Ruel White, please join us on stage so that we can begin the distribution of the certificates, please. So we have classes Form 5-1, Form 5-2, Form 5-3, and Form 5-4. So we will have Mrs. Daly Knights to begin. Right, so she will be presenting 5-1 and 5-2. Yes, welcome, Mrs. Daly Knights.
Good afternoon. Madam Principal, I present to you Class 5-1. Barrington Chalmers, Zavari Lee, Jaron Simpson, Charleston Thompson, Etienne Udo, Amari White, Ramaya White, Zico McDonald, hold on to it. Jania Aline. Good job. Ramona Kush. Narissa Farrell Bramble. Elise Gerald. Vanessa Khan. Tyler Lewis. Candicia Mead. Junie Pierre. And finally, Samay Sinclair. Madam Principal, 5-1, graduating class of 2024. You may be seated. Madam Principal, I now present to you Form 5-2, graduating class of 2024. Please stand. Trishawn Charles. Smile, Trishawn. Dejari Daly. Jeremiah Guilford. Antonio Gordon. Omari Reese. Shannon Campbell. Kelly Chambers. Marian Gonzalez Hierro. Rosalie Peer. And Rose Berlin Seju. Take your time. Smile. Madam Principal, I present to you 5-2 graduating class of 2024. You may be seated.
Madam Principal, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'd like to present to you from 5-3. Please stand. Shamor Athley. Albert Florian. Sean Greenaway. Lorenzo Irish. stand for Jarrett. Damian Martin. Tyrick Paris. Nisai Popo. Julian Romeo. Anton Chewett. Madam Principal, Form 5-3, please.
Five, 4, please stand. Madam Principal, I present to you 5-4 graduating class for 2024. Angel del Carmen. Dojane Dulcie. Omarion Greenaway. Tivan Howe. Alan Mendez. Yadil Santana. Adrian Turner. Jamal Willock. Selena Osborne Bramble. Kayla Williams. Madam Principal, 5-4 graduating class 2024. Please be seated.
Thank you to the presenters of that section of the ceremony tonight. On your program, you will see that we have another item, the CXC passes. Unfortunately, we will not be having that this evening, so we'll move straight along to the presentation of the subject awards. I want to invite to the stage Mrs. K. Vanessa White to distribute these subject awards this evening. Please join me in welcoming her to the stage. All right. So please bear with me as I attempt to pronounce these names. I'll try my very best to get them right. We'll start firstly with the most outstanding award in math, which goes to Mr. Amari White. Congratulations, Amari. We now have the Miss Yasmin White Award for the most outstanding in English, and that goes to Miss Candicia Mead. So we'll also have, Kenisa, you stay on stage because you are again receiving the Miss Joanna Richards Award for Excellence in English once again. Congratulations, Candicia. And you need to stay again because we continue with you for the Stanford Kelly Award for Spanish. Congratulations, Candicia. We have another Excellence in Spanish Award, which goes to Miss Marian Gonzalez Hierro. For most outstanding in French, we will be giving the Glenda Samuel Award, and that goes to Mr. Amari White. The most diligent and consistent student in French, that goes to Miss Junie Pierre. And that is also sponsored by Glenda Samuel Award. We move on to the most outstanding in chemistry, and I welcome to return to the stage Miss Candicia Mead. Well done, Candicia. And this award is given by DR Diagnostic Services. The most outstanding in biology goes to Miss, please help me. Help me to pronounce this. This is French. That is it. Miss Etienne Udo. That's it. I'm not so familiar with that name. Mr. Oh, you see, forgive me even more. Etienne Udo. Now I have it conquered. Well done. Yeah, that's on the other side. Okay, yeah. Sammy Sinclair is the most excellent student in biology. Let's welcome her to the stage, Sammy Sinclair. And that is also given by DR Diagnostics, the DR Diagnostic Services Award, Sammy Sinclair. The Physics Award, sponsored by Mr. Julian Daniel, given to Mr. Amari White. He is the most outstanding student in the subject of the physics. Amari White, and that is the Julian Daniel Award. Well done, Amari. Mr. Julian Daniel has also sponsored the Excellence in Integrated Science, and that goes to Mr. Lorenzo Irish. Well done, Lorenzo. Social Studies, we have the most outstanding student in Social Studies, Miss Marianne Gonzalez Hierro. That was sponsored by Mr. and Mrs. Charles Thompson. Marianne Gonzalez Hierro. For most outstanding in geography, this award is sponsored by the BBC Radio and TV. We have Mr. Charleston Thompson. For Principles of Accounts, most outstanding student, this was sponsored by Dynamics Products and Services, Dynamis Products and Services, Mr. Amari White, Principles of Accounts. Principles of Business, and this is sponsored by the Bank of Montserrat. We welcome again Ms. Candicia Mead. And Ms. Mead will stay again for the Excellence in Business Award, sponsored by the Ashok Supermarkets, the Excellence in Business Award. So she will receive 2 awards for Principles of Business, Excellence in Business and Principles of Business. Well done, Candicia. We welcome again to the stage Mr. Amari White to receive the Most Outstanding in Information and Communication Technology. This is sponsored by the Bank of Montserrat Limited. The Most Outstanding in EDPM, this prize is sponsored by the Montserrat Building Society, Marian Gonzalez Hierro. All right. For Office Administration, we welcome again to the stage Mr. Amari White. And Amari will also need to remain on the stage to receive the prize for Electronics and Electrical Technology. Yes, congratulations, Amari. Excellence in Food and Nutrition and Health, sponsored by the Shea Mango Villa Lorenzo Irish. Sammy Sinclair is up next for Excellence in Food, Nutrition and Health, an award sponsored by the Economy Bakery. Congratulations, Ms. Sinclair. Food, Nutrition and Health, Most Outstanding Student in Practical Skills, CSEC Moderation, Tivan Howe. And this award is sponsored by Mrs. Manelva Taylor Benjamin. Congrats. Next up, we have Most Outstanding in Agriculture. This award sponsored by Dr. Selvin Maloney Zavari Lee. Congrats to you, Zavari. For Excellence in Agriculture, this is sponsored by the Honorable Cranston C. Buffong. We have Lorenzo Irish.
Sammy Sinclair is up next, Most Outstanding Student in Visual Arts. Miss Helena Allen has sponsored the award for music, a most outstanding in music. That goes to Mr. Charleston Thompson. Well done, Charleston. Narissa Farrell Bramble, Most Outstanding Student in Building and Construction. Miss Elise Gerald, Most Outstanding Student in Physical Education and Sports. Elise Gerald. I do believe that this is the end of this particular section. We will now go into the graduation awards and sponsors. So to start, we will be having the Rotary Club of Montserrat Humanitarian Award. The Service Above Self Award. This award goes to Sean Greenaway. And I believe we will be calling the President's PE, Kerry, from the Rotary Club of Montserrat to deliver this award. Etienne Udo, the Jermaine Wade Award for Excellence in Outstanding Leadership, Etienne Udo. Sammy Sinclair, the award for the students with good moral conduct, sponsored by the Montserrat Christian Council. Sammy Sinclair. The Dr. Luke Edgecombe Excellence Award in Humanities goes to Mr. Charleston Thompson. The Siobhan Chewitt Excellence Award in Math goes to Mr. Amari White. The Siobhan Chewitt Excellence Award in Math, Mr. Amari White.
Marine Buffon, excellence in the physical education and sports. This award goes to Candicia Mead.
You need to call back Siobhan because there's a double award. Oh, she went back.
Mr. Anton Chewitz will receive the Montserrat Union of Teachers Excellence Award for exemplary conduct. Mr. Anton Chewitz. Bear with us. Okay.
Call Dennis now to give the award.
The Dennis Silcott Excellence Award in French goes to Rose Berlin Sajou. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Rose Berlin Sajou. The Bank of Montserrat Excellence Award for Business and ICT goes to Amari White. The Montserrat Utilities Excellence Award in the Sciences goes to Miss Candicia Mead. The Cadet NCO of the Year, Captain Can Gray. I'm reading what I have in front of me. The Cadet NCO of the Year, Captain, that's what it says. I do believe it's corporal though. Again, the Cadet of the Year, First Class, Alani Andrew. Then we have the Delta Award in Excellence in Math, Amari White. Delta Award for Excellence in Math and Science, Amari White. And And I would like Amari to remain on the stage because Amari should receive his Valedictorian Award. This award sponsored by the Honorable Premier Joseph Easton Taylor Farrell. Yes. Amari, I want to invite you to remain on the stage because your valedictorian speech is next. So you want to go and get your valedictorian. Yes, go ahead. Yes. You get your speech and come back. We want to welcome Amari. He's gotten lots of prizes tonight, and I know that we are all proud of him. And we welcome him again to present his valedictorian speech on behalf of the graduating class of 2023-2024.
I wish to adopt the protocol that has already been established. Proud parents, my fellow graduates, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It is an honor and a privilege to stand before you today as the valedictorian of the Montserrat Secondary School's class of 2024. Today is a day of reflection and celebration. It feels like only the other day that we began our journey at the Montserrat Secondary School, full of high expectations and excitement for learning. Well, at least some of us. However, the dramatic onset of the COVID pandemic soon disrupted our routines, forcing us into online classes, making masks a part of our daily lives. The transition was challenging, with the uncertainty and constant changes testing our patience and adaptability. But we persevered, learning to use the new technologies and maintain our focus under the circumstances. We have come a long way, and this moment is a measure of our hard work and determination. The long nights, the studying, working on SBAs, some of you had even had to put up with group members who hardly made any contributions. They know who they are. We've experienced the rush to meet deadlines, balancing other responsibilities along the way. Reflecting on our years at the Montserrat Secondary School, I cannot help but smile at the countless memories we have created together. Yet, there is a bit of sadness as I realize that these wonderful times are now behind us. From the thrilling sports events to the unforgettable scoop trips, each moment has shaped us into who we are today. As we celebrate our achievements, I would like to take this moment to express my gratitude to everyone who has supported us on this journey. To our parents and families who stood by us and believed in us, thank you. Thank you for your love and support. To our teachers who inspired and guided us, thank you for your dedication and patience. Fellow graduates, thank you for the friendships, the memories, and the shared experiences that have defined our time at the Montserrat Secondary School. I know you guys will want me to give a special shout out to TikTok for always being there for us when we were procrastinating. I mean, re-energizing, of course. We know that it has been a faithful companion through the ups and downs of our secondary school years. Now, as we look towards the future, it's both exciting and, let's be honest, a bit scary. Though, probably more so for the adults than us. After all, the leaders of tomorrow are standing right here in front of us, and that might be a daunting prospect for some of the grown-ups. But fear not, grown-ups. We, the class of 2024, have learned from the best, and we are ready to take on the world, even if it means occasionally stumbling along the way. Fellow graduates, as we part ways today, remember that this is not really the end, but the beginning of a new chapter of our lives. Let us embrace this new chapter with enthusiasm and courage. I implore you to keep I implore you to continue to support each other just as we have throughout our time at MSS. Remember, the road ahead will have its ups and downs, but each step we take will surely help us to learn and grow. Some of us will go on to pursue different paths. Some will continue their studies at the Montserrat Community College. Others will do so overseas. Some of you here will even enter the workforce, while others may take the time to explore and discover their passions. Whatever path we choose, let us remember to carry forward and uphold the values and principles of the Montserrat Secondary School. These lessons of perseverance, integrity, and a commitment to learning will guide us as we face the challenges and opportunities ahead, shaping not only our individual journeys, but also the positive impact we can make in our community and the wider world. As I leave this podium, I would like to leave you with the words of one Winston Churchill, who said, "Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts." Congratulations to the class of 2024. Here's to moving forward and embracing all opportunities that await us. I thank you.
Thank you, Amari. Well done, and congratulations again to you. We'll now invite the graduating class of 2024 to render an entertainment piece. Let's welcome them to the stage. We're deliberating on the entertainment piece. Let's give them a hand as they come. All right, we want to extend a hearty thank you to the graduating class for those renditions. Well done to them. On behalf of the MSS and the graduating class, I would like to extend the following thank yous to the following persons. Mr. Ruel White, Miss Helena Allen, Miss Ronelle White, Miss Venice Jones, Mrs. Manelva Taylor Benjamin, Dynamics Products and Services, Mr. Bruce Ferrara, BBC Radio and TV, BBC Hardware, the Honorable Cranston C. Buffon, Miss Joanna Richards, Mrs. Cleo Cassell, Mr. Roosevelt Jemmott, Ms. Delrose Diet, the Ministry of Education, Youth Affairs and Sports, Jermaine Wade, the Ministry of Agriculture, Delta Petroleum, the Department of Youth Affairs and Sports, Mr. Alvin Martin, Meridian Construction, Werner Brandt, the MSS Parent Teachers Association, Denise Silcott, Mrs. Glenda Samuels, the Montserrat Christian Council, Karen Carlton, Royal Montserrat Police Service, the Honorable Premier, Joseph Taylor, the National Trust, Mr. and Mrs. Charles Thompson, Siobhan Chewitz, Julian Daniel, the UE Open Campus, Dr. Selvin Maloney, the Permanent Secretary within the Ministry of Agriculture, Delta Petroleum, the staff of the Ministry of Agriculture, Cynthia Diet and the staff of the Montserrat Cultural Center, the Montserrat Red Cross, Montserrat Fire and Rescue Services, the Montserrat Utilities Limited, the Office of the Deputy Governor, Shea Mangovila and Dr. Gary Morton, Mr. Desmond Gray, DR Diagnostic Services, the Rotary Club of Montserrat, the Office of the Premier, Montserrat Union of Teachers, the Bank of Montserrat Limited, MOPA, Montserrat Community College, Mr. Stanford Kelly, Everything Period, the Governor's Office, Annie Laurie Foundation, and Miss Yasmin White. At this time, I would like to invite Mrs. Vanessa White to the stage. The school would like to extend its thanks to you for distributing our certificates this evening, and we are appreciative. Please welcome Ms. White to the stage. Thank you to Mrs. White. I would also like to invite Ms. Jamil Greenaway to the stage. We want to thank her for delivering the keynote address and for allowing our graduates, giving them information to ponder on tonight and going forward as they choose their career paths and as they go forward in their individual careers. Thank you to Ms. Greenaway.
On behalf of the Montserrat Secondary School and the graduating class of 2024, we want to say thank you to Ms. Castle for so ably chairing our graduation this afternoon. We will give her a small token of our appreciation. Ms. Castle.
We have come to the close of the ceremony this evening, and We'll now invite the principal to present to us tonight the graduating class of 2024 from the Montserrat Secondary School.
Thank you, Ms. Castle. Please stand. Students. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the class of 2024. Music. Please play the music so our young adults can now leave. I know they're very happy to be finished with MSS. You can lead it now, Chairperson.